Exactly this time 2 weeks ago, we were 2 hours into the slow march that we started in Jobestown. We had to get from about here to the square, and we have launched a new tactic now in Irish politics. We used to have white line protests, we used to have sit-down protests, and now we have slow marches. And the only rule there is in slow march, and I had to point out to some of the people in Bray during the week, is it's 1 step forward, 2 step back, and all walk around in a circle. It's fantastic what we've done actually in Jobestown. Now, this day last week we got wind of the word that they were talking about lifting 10 people to question them about the activities on that day in Jobestown. And here we are a week later, and I've asked around, and as far as I can tell, nobody's been arrested, and I wonder why is that. My guess is that they've looked at all the footage, they've looked at all the video, and now they realise that nobody was massacred in Jobestown. A government minister was hit with a very dangerous weapon in a row over water, and that's just about the height of what they've been able to pin on us.
Stop biting.
I also would say that it's possible that they've realised to stop banging on about that, because last Sunday, and I never buy the Sunday Independent, but I was told by it last week, there was no less than 11 articles from pretty much all the normal commentators, including Jean Kerrigan, in the Sunday Independent last week, attacking us and our movement. And you know you're winning when that happens. You know you're going somewhere in Irish society, something big has happened when something like that happens. And what is it that's so big that's worrying them? Is it the water charges, and only the water charges, that has them worried? I don't think so. I think it's gone way beyond that now. And what's worrying them is that the Irish people are onto them. We're going to batter them over the water charges. I think there is no question now that we will win on this issue. I think that is without a doubt. We're going to struggle in relation to the metering. We're having a good battle on it, but it is only a battle in a war. We will win the war. Water charges will be gone in due course. But then we're going to come back for other things around housing, health, and a whole heap of other issues that all of us here have a problem with. In other words, we're onto them and they know it. The opinion polls, for instance, are showing that the independents, others, and Sinn Féin between them have more than half the electoral support now in this country. That's the kind of a spot they now find themselves in, and all in the matter of a couple of, really in the matter of 12 months. So, we're going to win on the water charges. We're going to have to carry on the fight. I want to finish on these things. The metering is important that we have the battle. It's fantastic what's been going on during the week. The smallest state of Knockare and Knockline had a street meeting during the week, and they've been out every morning at 7 o'clock, but they actually came out one morning at 6 o'clock to make sure no metering happened. There's actually quite a lot of support. But in general, Rathfarnham and Knockline and those places are metered. But they are being held up. But they have yet to come into Dublin 24. Fairhouse is possibly next, and I think we have to prepare for that. And then when they come into Tallaght proper, there's going to be murder. There's going to be a hell of a row. Sorry, you have a point?
Yes, there on Friday, the Irish War was around the Daltree area, Daltree Park, Daltree View and Crescent. I had a word with them. They're going to be there in the next couple of weeks.
I think that's important. Again, Mark here from Fairhouse Says No, and ourselves, and I think we're just going to have to get organised and start getting ready to fight them in those areas. So we'll carry on the fight on the ground on the metering. We're going to win the issue in the long run, and like Colin said, what's really important, and it is really important, there has to be a big turnout on the 10th. If there is 50,000 plus in Dublin City on a working day, their government, in my opinion, is banjacked. They know it, and that's why they're trying everything to scare people off of going in on the 10th. And that is why we have to pull out all the stops and make certain that the 10th is as big as it possibly can be. I'll leave it at that. Thank you very much. Woo!